Hi, it's Barb Mallon again, and we're going to do we're going to start our first lesson, and this is going to be on our clairs. And again, I want to normalize this as much as possible because it really is not a big deal. This is something we're born with, our natural ability, God-given ability. So clairs are simply a way of, they are simply an extension of our physical senses. So we're going to go ahead and start with these. And one thing I do want to remind you about and to let you know about is that spirit guides and spirit people will use what's in our brain, the medium's brain or the psychic's brain, as a reference to be able to get information out either to the psychic or to the client that we're reading. So remember, everything, TV shows, movies, books, things you've studied, they will pick parts of those things out to show or flash at you as a reference. So please keep that in mind as we're talking about these clairs. The first, so basically let's start with what clair means. Clair is just simply the French word meaning clear. So the first clair that we have is clairvoyance, probably the one you've heard of the most. And clairvoyance is all about clear seeing. It's located in the brow or third eye chakra, in your mind's eye there. This is where you see flashes of pictures, movie scenes, words, months, dates, lyrics, song lyrics, poems, names, whatever it is, will flash in your mind. Also, the symbols that you've created for yourself in your symbol dictionary, which you'll learn to do later. In other words, like for me, when I see a picture of an apple, I'll know that that means teacher. If I see a picture of champagne and strawberries, I'll know it's a wedding anniversary coming up, that kind of thing. So you want to get used to your dictionary, for one thing, and also when these flashes do come at you, they'll be subtle, but sometimes they will use your own little symbol dictionary. Remember to trust. It comes in very subtly, very, very, very subtly. So this is where you want to really, if you think you've seen it, give that up, or give it to your client, or keep it. Just trust what you're getting and pass it along. The other clair is called clairaudience, and this is clear hearing, and this is where you hear words, names, sentences, music, sounds, etc. And there's two ways we'll hear clairaudiently. One is subjectively, which is where we hear, it's kind of like if you're reading a book to yourself and suddenly you remembered you left the oven on, or that you have to put the laundry in, or that kind of thing. And a lot of times we hear subjectively in our own voice, which can be kind of confusing. But really, we have to kind of dismiss the whole thing. Try not to worry about whose voice it's in or whatever, just that we're getting that information. Sometimes it's just a voice. It's not a person's, it's not your voice, it's not somebody you recognize, it's just a voice that comes in. So remember, when you're hearing subjectively, it could be in anybody's voice. Normally it's in your voice or a voice, and you want to remember to trust that information as well. Especially if you're like driving down the road and you hear a voice that says, take a left instead of a right, or take that route home instead of this route, or get in the left-hand lane. You'll hear it very quickly and very subtly, but you do want to pay attention to that, and you do want to trust. Again, trust. And you also will hear clairaudiently in an objective way, or objectively, I should say. So objectively means where you literally hear someone like right here talking to you, which can be a little freaky, but there's nothing to be afraid of because like attracts like. But you will hear in like outside of your head, which can be a little crazy sometimes. So that's more rare. It doesn't usually happen. The way we usually hear clairaudiently is subjectively in our mind, very quickly and very subtly. So those are the first two clairs. Again, they will use sounds you've heard, music you've heard, lyrics you've heard, or things you've seen, movies you've seen, TV shows you've seen as reference. So you want to keep that in mind. Stories that about your life will pop in your mind. Remember that they will use whatever's in your brain as a reference. The next two clairs we're going to talk about are clairsentience, which is clear feeling, and also clairambience, which is clear tasting. So we will see you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.